Oops. Well. Now I have to think. The hardest thing to do as a human. Oh no. What have I signed up for? I haven't played Flagon, obviously. I haven't played this either. It's sort of interesting. Iroas is... No, I'd rather just play Hackdos again, actually. I wouldn't play Iroas. Haven't played this. Is this interesting? I feel like Tiamat's just more interesting. Or... Yeah, no, I've played enough of that. Played enough of that. Careful with wild cards? Are they breaking? Are they broken? Oh no. We get a big chunk of cards tomorrow. Actually, including these specifically. These ones. These 5. It's the stream title. Look at the stream title. I, for once, looked into the future and assessed things accordingly. Sidisi. That was what I was thinking of. I don't believe I've ever played Sidisi. Wait, was it in the things of pile of stuff? Yeah, this one. I don't know. I don't know. I'd probably sooner play Tassiger. Oh, yeah. Well, if they ever make an Alchemy Brawl, maybe. But actually, probably not. Probably not. I probably wouldn't play that. There's been new cards with this commander. I wouldn't mind playing this one again. Especially after Shiko just ruining my career. I wouldn't mind playing Hinata. New Sidisi, what? What new Sidisi? What are you talking about? Oh, this one. No, I don't like this one. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot it was even Sidisi. I didn't even realize that. But I recognize a card. No, I'm not doing that. I kind of want to play Hinata. I just want to play something that's not Shiko, but maybe Jeskai. I don't know if you can even get this one to work. You can get it to work, but I don't know how it wins the game. Beginning of your end step, you may discard your hand and then draw cards either the spells you touch. Like it works if you have a bunch of cheap spells, but you're not. Ugh. Another one would be Brea. I've not played this, and I would be interested in doing that. I've actually looked at the art before. Aragorn? I've kind of already played Aragorn. I don't think anything new has happened with Aragorn since I last played it. It got probably some new spells, but I don't know. I don't think it's new. And also, if I played it without, a green priority, it would just be like Aragorn, but don't play the best color that is 90% of the cards in your deck. I don't do that. But this one, however... I feel like there's a lot of thinking to go. I really want to see what's new with Hinata. Spells you cast cost 1 less for each target. Spells you're... So if you have 5 targets, because I'm pretty sure when my opponent cast... I can just look at it. Assuming I... How do I find X targets as like a search function? I guess this one? Oh, this one's new. So if you target 3 targets, it costs 3 less. So if you spend this was red, you do 5 damage to 3 targets. If you target 3 things, it costs 3 less. Spells you cast you cast for each target. So if we you would need 3. X equal 3? Why would you need... Whoops, that's the wrong card. There it is. No, I don't want X equal 3. I want X equal 1. I don't want it 3. I just want it 1. So if X was 1, and I targeted 3 things, you just remove an X from the casting cost? That's all I'm doing in my head? That's it? 11 mana, so you need 8 still? Okay. Is that equivalent to just removing an X and then spending 4. So if you target one thing, red, it targets one thing, which would remove one. Yeah, you can't do 3 targets. I shouldn't have said 3. That was a mistake. Just one target. Yeah, it would essentially be removing an X from the casting cost. That's all you're doing? Okay. I see. I understand that logic now. I've played Hanada before, but when I played Hanada, there were like 7 cards in the game that it had anything to do with the text box. It appears as though there are a lot more now. Maybe it might have even doubled. Okay, so start introducing Y into costs so we get different crackle power. And then Z, and then it loops back around to A, and that'd be great. So you pay X here. You have 3 targets. You have 3 targets just for free. So this one is what I was... Maybe this is the one I was thinking of, probably. Where if you have 3 targets, you only pay red, and it deals 3 to each of them. I think this is the one I was thinking about when I was explaining my cackle of power logic. Alright, this is the one I was thinking about then. Yeah, alright, that's the one where my logic was making sense. This one was, yeah, just removing an X. Yeah, you can well, most of the counter spells probably cost 2 with Hanada, but you get to play all the really good ones. They just cost 3. Or, I'm 2. There are some that cost 1, though. Not a ton. Imagine Mana Drain was 1 in a blue. Could you imagine? Sublime Epiphany? Yeah, that was one of the cards that was around when I played it last. I'm gonna need... Hold on. The X spells are so all over... Wait. There's a way to just... How do you search for X in the casting cost? No, wait, hold on, Twiz. This is different. This is the most complicated thing I've ever done in my life. I regret almost nothing. What's X casting cost? What is that? That's just Spell Pierce. What do you mean? Spell Pierce isn't crazy. It's totally is great. How do I look up casting cost in the search function for X spells? I don't think it's like that with well, it could be. Brackets. Parentheses? Parentheses, please. Oh. Could just go to the bottom of every single color. I don't want to do that. Well, I guess I could speed it up. Like OX. Oh, see, that looks familiar. That looks more familiar. Or what? Well. Well, the mana value wouldn't equal X because it still has a minimum of 1 or 2, so I don't think this would work. Right? Because, like, Cackle with Power is mana value 2. It's not X. So I don't think this would work anyways. Could just look them all up one at a time, miserably and horribly. I would still prefer to just go all the way to the edge. There is a way to do it. Oh, absolutely, yeah. I just don't know what it is. It took me forever to find the way to find the... Ooh, what about this? Does this target before you invest the... I don't actually know how the paw tokens work. The paw energy. Okay, so yeah, if you go to the end of each color, it usually puts all the colorless or the X spells back here. March is probably fine anyways. Heliod is fine. This doesn't target. This is a lot of mana for something that probably is not going to work. Yeah, well, kind of. MX. Well, this sounds like some chat GPT nonsense. Oh my goodness, it worked! You're timed out. You're timed out. Coming in here with advice. Coming in here with my answers. All part of the casting cost? Yeah, probably. We'll see. I would assume so. I don't know why it would be different. Unless you're... Because, yeah, you don't invest... Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now... I should probably have typed in the word target. Oh, sweet. It works. Look at that. Celestia Pelucranos Reborn? What? Oh, wow. Oh, that's perfect. XR creatures are of the type of your choice? X target creatures of the type. So this probably doesn't do it. I like this card. I don't know if it's like good in this format. I think most things you bounce don't share creature types. It's not really that common. Okay, Icy Blast is another one. Oh no, I'm out of cards though. I can't craft them all. Oh no. This targets? Oh, it does. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that one too. Yeah, just an unsummon. Doesn't sound very exciting. I mean, we have red and white. I don't have to unsummon things. I don't really need to do that. Alright. This is interesting. Untap, say you target like 5 things, then potentially draw 5 cards or whatever. Is the command zone from exile? I don't think it is. Syncopate is not really that exciting. Mass manipulation? Yeah. I think emblems, like Planeswalker emblems, use the command zone in normal paper mat, like normal non-EDH formats. I don't know why, but it's like Planeswalker emblem goes into the command zone, the zone you don't interact with in every game except Commander. Yeah. Oh, oh shoot. Oh no. Oh, you have to make colorless. It has to work. There's no way that's not a good idea. Where is that other spell, though? Where is that weird mythic rare I saw? I'm pretty sure it's in the video I made. Ah, what is it called? It's blue, blue X. Oh, there it is. Wait, is this it? Hold on. I might be lying. Am I lying? I'm not lying. This is it. This is literally the card. Conjure a duplicate of X target non-token permanents in your hand. Okay. Into your hand, excuse me. Those cards gain... Yep. And then if X is 5 or more, you can put them right into play. X target non-token permanents. So I'm pretty sure this is always 2 mana, as long as your commander's out. You couldn't... The only way to make it more is if you just deliberately put 5 or more, like in the X casting cost. So with this... Do you just win? Like, okay, so there's 7 lands on both sides, and you target land. Wait, you can target lands, and then they all just. Oh, it's only 1. I was about to say, wouldn't this just put all the lands in play and you just like win on the spot? But no, you only get 1 of the permanents in play. Oh. Oh, that's lame. But I suppose you do actually get to pick up the entire board when you cast it. Because when our opponent cast it on us, they accidentally targeted a ward card and couldn't pay 2, and then it countered the entire spell. But, yeah, you only get to put 1 into play, so... Oh, that's so less appealing. That's, like, way less appealing. I guess it could be a land. I mean, it's one of the new cards in the deck. Okay, so how many is that? Like, truly... 1... If you could get this one to work. Let's skip it for now. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, 5. 6. Sort of. Not really. 7. Honestly, not even March. Not even March is a good one. So, Hinata probably got twice as many things since I played it last, but it still doesn't have a lot of X target, like X whatever cards. So what else is there in the game that cost less beyond the... Okay, there's definitely other cards that are worded differently that care about this. Is, no. And that's the floor of it, just picking up some lands and a copy of your commander. And you put one of those lands into play as well, technically, right? Assuming that's what you did. You would have to... No, you wouldn't have to play a land, because you already have 5 targets. So, you could just give yourself a land the turn after you played your commander. Yeah, Epiphany. Cards like Epiphany with multiple targets is something I'm trying to think of. Beyond the First. Oh, there's only 2, really? No filters? Okay, what does this actually do? This costs more to cast for each target beyond the first. Number... investigate where X is... Oh, no. Hinata doesn't discount colored mana anyways. It wouldn't work. I thought there were more beyond the first cards. Okay, how does Epiphany read? Choose... or more? Maybe? Maybe that works. What, choose 1 or more? Oh, spree. Spree is an interesting keyword, maybe. Well, this wins the game at 9 mana. Let's throw that in there. Nope. How does this read? Target, 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 target. Okay. Can you use the same word multiple times? No. I can't use the same word multiple times. Shoot. Can't forget our amazing and phenomenal... What's it called? Change? Winds of Change? What is it called? Shoot. Well, I mean, it's just guys. So. Whirlwind of Thought. I was almost close, while also not being close at all. Jeskai Revelation? Target spell, and then deals 4 damage to a target. Create 2 monks, draw 2, gain 2. So this cost 1, 2 less. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yes. Alright, that's perfect. That was entirely my idea. Oh, I'm so smart. I'm a genius. What's the original one? Like the blue-red one. You know, it makes explosion noises when you cast it. What's it called? Oh my goodness. Magma Opus. Boom. Is that's the triple unsummon, right? I don't know if I like this one. I don't know if I like this. I really just don't want to bounce things. It's just... That's not a bad idea, though. It was up to 3... So 2 mana. Floop. And then you... cast something potentially out of hand. Ooh. Okay, we have a problem. I don't have this many rares. I can't actually... I'm not even close to being able to play all these cards. Not even close. Okay. I don't think I like this one that much. Well, wait a minute. I like this more than Baral's Expertise, right? Or just about the same. This is an adventure. It's not an omen. Turn any... Oh. Oh, that plays right into itself, too, huh? Well, that would be the point of it. But that's pretty cool. Never seen that card played before. This one just works perfectly as well, or decently enough. How about this one? For each creature you control with power 4 or greater. We're not going to craft anything. Well, I guess I could use what I have, but I'm not going to, like... I'm talking about, like, chump change here. I mean, it's not a realistic amount of currency anyways. I was like, I don't want to craft... Okay, let's just not craft anything because the alchemy set's coming out. Though that does make me want to just not play this commander, unfortunately. Because, although, to be totally honest with you, the blue tapping in the blue bouncing is not that appealing to me. It really isn't. We're a Jeskai deck. This format does not have 10 creatures out at any one point. Honestly, it doesn't usually even have 5. The game doesn't... It doesn't really work like that anymore. Also, we are... Oh, wait, no, I was about to say. Okay, never mind. Just got confused. Yeah, I mean... I don't even like this one. I guess it's new. It works. It also sort of kind of works without my commander. Right? It's just syncopate, but it like discounts even further. Yeah, I suppose that's fine. Why not? Why not? But yeah, I don't know. What about this one? No, that doesn't work. This one kind of works. Yeah. And another thing is the mana value, like, you don't really get the free spell in here. Most of my spells aren't... If there are other X spells, I can't use them off of Baral's Expertise most of the time. And other spells would be like hard counters and maybe spot removal, which probably doesn't work when I bounce my opponent's board, so I don't know. River's Rebuke is probably just better, especially when I can cast it on turn 5, right? I play my commander, and then I just untap, I play River's Rebuke. It's probably better than untapping in Baral's Expertise. This is probably just better. So, yeah. I guess Rift is always automatically included. Actually want counter spells before I don't do that. Power Sync? Wait, what's in Scripture? Is that the weird... What's this one? Choose one. If it was kicked, any number instead. Okay. So you can discount it by up to 3, because it targets 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So then it would be 5 mana? So what are we doing for 5 mana? Bouncing 2 things. Scry 2, draw 2. Which is like a Chemist's Insight. Or, Foretell? Is it Foretell? Scry 2, draw 2. And then... Which is usually a 4-mana card. And then someone makes a... Where's Ember cards again? I don't hate this. I don't hate this at all. Oh, man, I don't hate this one. Oh, no. Why did you have to give me a card to think about? Alright, well, we'll slide it in for now. I guess I could dodge all the double blue counter spells. Just not play them, except the really, really good ones. Oop, not that one. This always costs 3. Still just a solid card. You find yourself normally countering stuff with it, though. Flare is ironic. Iconoclast, maybe? 3. Yeah, I was wondering how spree cards work, but you choose your targets before you, like, put it on the stack, so I'm pretty sure a spree works. I can't have every single card care about my commander, though. That would not be good when it's not in play. Lightning bolt. This would cost 4? That's probably kind of ugly, isn't it? Yeah, that's a bit ugly. Oh hey, I own all the spree cards. Look at that. It's just a good card anyways. We could find out if it works, but I'm pretty sure spree works. I'm pretty sure it does. Oh. Wow. This is just a one? This is just divination. Or whatever, quick study. It's instant, so it's quick study. Oh, yeah. I don't know if spree works. Oh no, now it might actually really matter. Because I don't know if I'd play that otherwise. I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I mean, let's run it and find out. Let's run it and find out. It's not, wait, where'd it go? This one. This is actually just an okay card anyways. Yeah, let's find out. I don't hate Final Showdown. It is a 6-minute sweeper. It is not a 7-minute sweeper. And I keep Hinata around at 6 mana. Assuming I can spree for free. Okay. Esper Sentinel in our Jeskai deck, as is tradition. I don't know if I care about protection spells. I feel like I don't. I feel like I don't care about that. It already has Ward 1, right? Or it just costs 1 more to target it. I'm not super interested in constantly trying to defend this card when it dies. Not that invested in that idea. Choosing a creature. No. Choosing a creature is not the same as targeting. Oh, you're right. Shoot. I thought only the first bit of the spree was not targeted. Okay, so it always cost 7 then? I like it a lot less. Maybe it can stay for now. We're probably the old young pyromancer. Did I add Iconoclast? I think we're this kind of deck. I don't want to play Mana Rocks, but this does cost 4. Ugh. Ugh. Speaking of Mana Rocks, let's ruin everything trying to add the right lands again. Okay. Vadric? He's the day-night discounter, right? Sure. Oh, already added. Get lost. What's the one I did? Oh, swords. Yeah, that was one I didn't add. Discover the Formula is maybe interesting. Although discovering and discounting X spells doesn't really work too well with my commander anyways. Like it's not not too amazing. Do we have Spellseeker? We do not. What's the 4-mana Young Pyromancer? What about Brawl? No, I don't think I want discount cards. That doesn't work. Apparatus? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Untap lands? So you net mana with Rewind? Oh, can't forget Teferi. Almost did. Can't forget Teferi. Oh. No, I don't really want to discount stuff. I don't want to discount stuff. I feel like that's a distraction. That just feels like a distraction. What about... This is 2 mana? Yeah, and it's just good, always, anyways. Oh, the Mana Rocks, I forgot. Shoot. Okay, alright, I think, unfortunately, I want the Mana Rocks. It's kind of lame, but that's what it is. That's life. Chrome Mox could matter. Let's see, how fast are we trying to be? Vomit out Chrome Mox, and then what? We're just down a card for mana. We'll see. See if I have room. Which means I'll make sure to not make room for it. These are colorless. Kind of ugly. Maybe that's okay. Might be okay. It's not too big of a deal, really. It kind of is a big deal, actually. Is it? I need one of each color. Which means I'd have to have played them by turn 3 for the colorless mana rock to matter. I don't know. I think they're just worth it. I really do. I think they're just worth it. All right, that wasn't so bad. Expropriate's probably wrong. Expropriate's probably just wrong. Okay. Oh, Kozilek's command. Ugh. There's no way. There's no way that's happening, right? If I add um waste reef forge, okay. And then from here it starts to get a little ridiculous beyond these ones. What else do we have? We have Cavern of Souls. We could run at least a single waste because we have Prismatic Vista. I'm not running Arcway, although Arcway would just fix all of our problems. No, it wouldn't. What am I talking about? Oh, man. I really think there's got to be a way to make it work. You see Demolition Field a lot in just basically every deck, which I don't even agree with, but we actually have a reason to do it. Shire Terrace is probably okay. All of this for Kolaghan's command seems a bit steep, but I really don't hate this. I don't hate some of these. Thespian Stage can be colorless or potentially way later not be colorless. Same with Urza's Cave, honestly. This could find Cavern of Souls in meaningful matchups as well, which could be extremely useful. Most of the time, probably not, though. Gotta be careful with the colorless. What about filter lands? What do we have for filter lands? Are there really any? Might not be. Is Otawara free? Yeah. Oh, can't forget Village. Almost did it. Almost did it again. Maybe not the best in this deck anyways, but still. Perilous Landscape is the same as Shire Terrace. Probably better than Shire Terrace, honestly. Okay, I want to play the game. It's been 50 minutes. I usually have an idea of what commander I want to play first, though, so it doesn't take that long. Okay. This is weird. This is so weird. Alright, we're here with Hinata. Dawn Crowned. 4-mana 4/4, Flying Trample. Spells you cast cost 1 less for each target, and spells your opponents cast cost 1 more for each target. So you discount X spells quite effectively, right? Stuff like Sublime Epiphany cost 2 because all of the other effects target something. So some of the spells in your deck are really scary when you have your commander, and they're okay, I guess, if not outright not great at all, without your commander. Last time I played this, or rather I'd say maybe up until just recently in general, not just me playing it, there were not that many cards to use Hinata with, like at all. You had like, what, 7? Maybe 8? Maybe actually 5. I don't know. There were not a lot. Now there's like twice as many. They're not crazy, but they're pretty cool. I am fairly certain Spree cards work with it, and there's, you know, quite a few Spree cards. One of them, like this, doesn't actually target, so I don't know. I just threw it in here. It could probably be something better. It's not like this is a bad card, but, you know, it's in here. The the Alchemy set comes out tomorrow with new commanders, so I didn't really want to burn wild cards today and then not have anything tomorrow, but I'm already, you know, at the bottom of the barrel reaching for scraps. I'm not too worried about it. And this card is pretty cool. It's like a divination foretell style thing that draws cards and does things, targeting more than one thing, right? Not terrible without your commander, not amazing. This is a card from the new set. Again, it's like Syncopate, so it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. And other than that, sort of your Jeskai control thing, this is most assuredly better than Shiko. Shiko's half the reason I want to play this, because I want to actually play a more successful Jeskai strategy. But, you know, a fair amount of overlap, especially with the counter spells and whatnot. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how some of these cards work. Oh, and oh, right, another big... Ooh, look at that. I just got a card crafting achievement. Look at that. Another really notable one here is this. I'm trying to accommodate it with the mana base. This is just a good card. It's not amazing, but I really want to try to make it work here. And there's probably enough colorless cards to make it work. Arid Mesa is like maybe the last card that could come in here. It would just immediately fix this. But I'm not going to run Arid Mesa because outside of this, it's not great. It's good with Teferi, sort of. I guess you untap 2 mana, but it's colorless. You know what? Let's just put it in. I don't care. I don't care. We're putting in Arid Mesa. We're doing it. We're going to take out probably planes. I don't need that many. All right, there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. See what happens. Let's see what happens. Yep, the greed is real. Greed is real. Craft 100 cards. So it took us this long to make 100 cards since the achievements came out. This feels about right. I'd say that feels about right. Now don't look at that Naya deck. I totally wasn't playing that. I can't spend any money. I'm poor. I'm poor. You have to donate. That's how I fund my Magic account, through my loyal fans. Alright, so they don't really have anything at all to target, but I also kind of don't have anything at all to target. It's kind of funny. Hey, it's colorless. Look at that, mana rocks coming in hot. With Ujin everywhere, mana rocks are even better. You can donate channel points? Ooh. Shoot. True. Okay. So, we really need to win this, otherwise I'll be depressed. I just don't know what they do against counter spells. Because there's a lot of mana. I could just ignore all the mana. Maybe. Maybe. That's another mana thing, so... Opponent goes ahead and exiles Portal to Phyrexia in 2 lands. Expedition map. That does not put the land into play. Let's go get... Steam Vents? No, we already have red. Wait, so blue... No, can't get that. This? Yep, it's gotta be that. There's no way I don't play this, so... If this was Wayfarer's Bauble, I'd be a bit more concerned. Okay, I didn't draw land. No surprise there. Let's play this. And I cannot... I don't have another white card for March, unfortunately. Well, they chose to play this instead of the Expedition map land. I assume it's Ujin's Labyrinth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that would, nothing else makes any kind of sense, so... But Ujin will not resolve. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, this is how we lose. I wonder if they just cast it. Okay, they did not just cast it. Key to the Archive. My opponent has any color because of the Solar Transformer, and technically red. But I can still just key that, like, get right. No, I can't get rid of it because it's 4. I don't think I'm going to get rid of Whirlwind of Thought with this. Seems kind of wrong. I have to cast March, though, so... I guess I'm going to... I don't know where or how I would ever be able to cast Whirlwind of Thought anyways. So I'm just going to get rid of it. And maybe strand one of the cards in my opponent's hand. Okay. Probably could have swung for 2. Doesn't really feel like it's all that useful at all, but could have done it maybe. Oh, I'd like to see that. Esper Sentinel. Not really that amazing. Another mana source. Yeah, Heliod's Intervention is in my deck. Yes, it is. Another interesting thing is, Snowborn Simulacra. It's any permanent, right? So 4, yeah, with this second blue, or another mana Crossing Grip. Sure. Okay, well, they picked that up. Do I just lose now? Oh, not necessarily. I suppose I'll counter this. My opponent's playing the Wand? My opponent's playing Transmogrification Wand. That's kind of insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, I yet again didn't draw a land. Yet again. Oh my. It's only 15 cards. You know, nothing abnormal there. I don't think Esper Sentinel makes them pay enough mana. Nope, doesn't look like it. They pay 2. Doesn't do anything. Alright, yep. Well, when you don't draw lands, you always lose, of course. I think there's 42 lands in here, or 41. I think it's 41. Yeah, I think there's 41. Whatever. Well, that was a waste of my time. Whoop-de-doo. If I drew anything else ever, I probably was going to win that. I think that's basically free. I think that's just a free win every time I see it. If I don't, never draw lands, I don't know. Silly me, I guess. This is interesting. This is interesting. Yeah, okay. That is not a surveillant. Yeah, it's more than one. It's more than one. I'm gonna get the Triumph. Just send out the Triumph. And play this, yep. That is an Ulamog. Oh, cool, we didn't lose turn 1. Wow. Or turn 2, they didn't have Reanimate. No way. Rewind. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't have triple blue, so just that one. Memory Lapse is not a land. I can do better than Memory Lapse. Yeah. Can make a treasure token as well. That's a Field of Ruin. It's another person playing Field of Ruin, a 3-color deck. That's green. It's so weird. It's so weird. Like, why? What is it? Like, why? So do I cast Archmage's Charm with the mana? I don't think so. No, I don't think I... Oh! Chat. Oh no. I clicked the arrow instead of the... I clicked the arrow. Oh my... Is it going to be that kind of stream the whole time? Is that what... Is that... Yeah. I clicked the arrow. I just clicked through my turn. That is a big yikes. That is a big yikes. Okay, fortunately we didn't just lose, so that's pretty cool. But, yeah, I'm a land behind now. At least my opponent doesn't know I, won't just be drawing lands. I think I'm gonna cycle the Magma Opus. Am I? No, I think there's a pretty solid chance I end up casting it. So... Yeah, the U.S. flag card that's making people pull out the Field of Ruins. I don't know why it would. I don't know. I guess if you have vitriol towards an entire group of people, sure. It's only fair. It's only reasonable, except when it isn't. I can just cast this. My opponent did miss their land drop. I'm not upset if it dies. Yeah, sure. Why not? Also, we caught... my opponent didn't play a land and we didn't mana screw ourselves, so it looks like missing land drop literally did nothing. So if ever I was going to make that mistake, that was the time to do it. They split second to me? I just didn't see it. That's fair. Block. Alright, that's going to reanimate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands. The arc thingy, analyst. So we're going to go here. 4 damage. There. There. Choose any number of damage. Yep. Permanent to tap doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. Swing. Okay. I don't have a counterspell now, though. Ooh, boy. I could have blew up this treasure. If they cast Sultai Ultimatum, I'm probably just going to uninstall Twitch. Okay, they didn't. They hit a thing with stuff. That's great. Let us treasure 2 damage here so I can... Ooh, okay, hold on. I thought I did it backwards. I gotta slow down with those Prismari commands. Swing. Okay. And Jeskai's Revelation. Ta-da! Let's not play anything. That was a sizable, sizable chunky mill right there. Jeez. All right. Nice. Are these monks? This gives prowess to monks? No, only the tokens that it makes have prowess. I was about to say that would be kind of a funny lethal. Oh, it's lethal anyways, right? They can't block 5 on the ground. Yeah, it's lethal anyways. Cool. No, it's not. It's 6. What am I talking about? It's 6. How do I kill my opponent? Okay, I get... No, I don't have 4 blue... Yes, I do. Alright, we just mind control. Alright, found it. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, so the colorless lands didn't ruin my day, so I guess we can keep them for now. Oof, not my best game. Clicking through my turn. I can't even remember the last time I've done that. I'm so used to clicking the arrow because I'm just trying to play the game. Sure. What's this do? Okay. What's this? Oh. Game trail. Okay. Alright. Maybe I can still win. I don't know. Probably not. Okay. I guess we're playing against this. You got it. Nope. So the more we play, the less I like these token generators. Opponent, I was not going to counter that anyways. They cast that Ancient Restoration so fast. Like, like, alright. Calm down. Calm down. It's alright. Everything's fine. If I beat this opener, I will still not take back everything I say about green. I'll go ahead and double down, actually. Triple down. Their commander doesn't get haste or anything. Sure? What? Oh, and to think you guys wanted me to concede. And it totally wasn't just me ready to concede. That was a game. Welcome to Historic Brawl. How may I help you? Okay, I concede? I don't concede? What do you mean? I never concede. That would have been the first time I've ever conceded in the format. Yeah, these token generators are crap. I mean, poop. I said poop. I didn't say crap. No card is crap. Chain of the Rocks is fine. I mean, it's a 1 minute answer. It fits in our deck. Yeah. Gruul can't hang against Jeskai? Well, imagine my opponent had Cavernous Souls. Well, then maybe they do. Then maybe they just do. What else do we want? More spot removal. Sweepers are okay. We can run Split Up. I don't hate Mana Tithe. I really do not hate Mana Tithe. I can think about it. I think Split Up is solid. Like always. How much is Split Up in paper? Please be expensive. So I feel smart. Nah, it isn't. I feel like it's really... sometimes it's just better than 4 and 5 mana sweepers, too. It's kind of interesting. Better than Bantu's Last Reckoning, that's for sure. Smothering Tithe? I don't know. I don't know. They cost 4. Smothering Tithe is phenomenal with 4 players. But just like Rhystic Study, when you only have one opponent, I don't like it. Smothering Tithe is certainly better than Rhystic Study, has been for me at least. So I don't think Smothering Tithe is completely wrong. But I'm really not super sold on it. But I do like Mana Tithe. I won't lie. There are plenty of times Mana Tithe actually comes up, even like way late in the game. This only targets after it's resolved, so it always costs 2. Not that that's a big deal. Oh, speaking of that, Heliod's Pilgrimage costs 1, because it doesn't target until you target. So, this one is better and costs 1. This one is really good to me. Yeah, I like that. Maybe that's just better than Mana Tithe? Probably. I haven't conceded to turn 1 Delighted Halfling. At least if I have, I don't think I do that. No, I don't normally do that. I don't normally do that. Alright, I can't look at K command because then I'll want to take it out. So we just gotta hide it under the mountain of 2-mana cards in my deck. Yeah, I'd also have to find a spot to actually cast Smothering Tithe, and I just don't envision that as realistic. Same with Vadrik. Does not feel realistic to ever cast this and then like proceed to win. Okay, I'm taking Vadrik out. I would probably play Baral over Vadrik, and I'm not playing Baral, so... Alright, that's fine. Yeah, that works. Oh, cool. Elspeth. Probably not the slow do-nothing Elspeth, so... on the draw, I don't hate this. I don't hate this on the draw. No, I don't love it, though. I don't have a bunch of sweepers in my deck, so I'm not going to blitz to find one. Yeah, Mana Tithe works. Works. It really does. Let's play this one. Oh, chat. They're not playing creatures. What's happening? That's right. You look at my mana rock. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Alright, okay. No creature presence. Maybe it actually is my kind of Elspeth. Let's play this and this, and then pass. Unfortunately, yes. So we play this instead then, actually. Yeah. I don't need an untapped land. I don't have a Hinata spell. I don't have to cast it. Wow, they just windmilled it. Nice. More blue. Oh, it's the colorless I totally need at this point in the game. Okay, so that's a little interesting. I can't play Hinata because then it doesn't actually do anything. Let's play the old Exile. This game plan. And then play Ornithopter. I think leaving up mana here is not as good as playing Ornithopter. I'm just going to play it. Being shields down is GG, but at least they can't cast Elspeth, so... And I don't think they care about my Ornithopter. I'd be rather surprised. How many cards are in our graveyard? 5? Let's look into the Delve spells. They're probably fine here. Honestly, maybe the Delve spells are just... Wait, what? Okay. We saw this last time. They just made 5/1/1s. The Delve spells might just be better than, K-Command. Holy lands. Okay, so tapped and pass, and then lose when they cast their commander. This is indestructible, right? It is. Yeah. Alright. Well, they windmilled it last time. I assume they will this time. I don't know why they wouldn't. Yeah, let's look into the Delve spells. I don't think they would have saved me. Well, maybe they would have saved me that game, but I just ran out of gas. That's the problem with Hinata. If you don't have one of the spells, you just lose the game, right? I just didn't have any. I don't want to mulligan for one each game. That seems ridiculous. So expropriate and... because I don't want to finagle with the lands, I'll keep K-Command in at this point. It also just hasn't actually been a problem anyways. Let it be known, Mana Tithe would have been good that whole game. Actually, I had a boatload of really good spells I could have drawn. I had a ton of things I could have drew. Ugh. I think I'm going to take out the 5-mana thing my opponent just cast. Season the Burrow. Just doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right. Just take it out. It's kind of funny, but it... no. We're above such petty tokens. We're above it. Nadu. Alright, so are we on the play against Nadu? Of course not. Of course not. Do they have the Mana Dork? Oh, even more likely. They do. Can I kill it? No. Fun. That was a fun game. On the play Nadu with a Mana Dork. Wow. Haven't seen that before. Haven't seen that before. That is the first time I have ever seen it. Literally has never happened before. Surely it will not happen again. Welcome to Historic Brawl. You said concede against Delighted Halfling. That was Birds of Paradise. That is very different. It's categorically different. Is that the... which county is that? We're in Scoop Q? Yeah. Okay, it's the new Gonti. Interesting. Oh no, my Minharok. Tragic. Probably. I don't know. Okay. You got it. You chose what you chose. I would not have done that. Maybe I should have played Whirlwind of Thought. Maybe. Gix? Let's counter that. What are we at? 2, What does this do? So we can play this? Because there's no removal spell? Surely? Alright, well that's sort of a problem. Okay, I drew a K command. I can't cast it currently. Well, I can't block. Yeah, I guess we're just passing. Shield are just beatable, I guess, in some kind of way. Black market connections. Okay, let's counter copy. Shoot, I can't. I can't do anything. Chat, why are we... what's going on with this deck? Where are the lands? Someone tell me. Someone enlighten me. Like, what is going on? I can't swing. Why is my opponent playing Changeling Outcast? That is weird. That is weird. Decline. Keep it in the graveyard. Okay, so... 1, 2, 3... Well, let's play the Surveil in first. It's kind of the same. I don't know. I don't think Vadrig's better in a Drago situation. I don't think I agree with that at all. Well, that's not too good here. Yeah, you do. It does do the Drago thing. I've played Vadrig before. I don't think Hinata struggles in any way about, like, going about that. Really at all. So I think I'm gonna just try to do this. And actually I can lead with this, right? Because it looks like there's a stolen counterspell. Of course there is. They kept it in exile, which means it doesn't have a commander tax, but I draw a card because of that, so I don't know if that was the best idea. I don't think you would give me cards here. They flipped the equipment too, and they didn't try to surprise me with the equipment later, which, as we know, is not always a bad idea, so... It doesn't have Death Touch. They Inquisitioned my K command that was not castable. Oh, that's funny. Alright. Well, Let's get ourselves basically any land. Cavern is interesting if they steal. No, I'm gonna take that. That's not doing anything. Do I have another surveil land here? I don't off the mystery, at least. Okay. Gonna have to kill their commander with this swords. Which they can recast. Oh, come on. Do I swing? I feel like I don't swing because 4 damage doesn't matter. So, I'm just not going to swing. Alright, well, if I'm top decking that, maybe they'll top deck the same thing. They literally did. Okay, huge. Okay, I should probably do this now? Okay. Wasn't the worst draw, but it doesn't... It's not the most, like... Sack this creature, reveal my hand, discards a card. Okay. Oh, come on. Come on. Bruh. Come on. I think I'm going down to 1 here. Okay, nope, I'm not. They chose to do weird stuff. Probably because I held the land in my hand, so. Running Journey, what? Oh, because it just draws cards. It draws cards, and yeah, it draws cards. That's all I got for you. It draws cards. Okay. We've both been drawing pretty poor off the top. We can take out this card, I don't know. I thought I'd try it. I like it. I mean, it drew me a card this game. Best Magic the Gathering channel, for real, for real. On Gauge, no cap. Okay, so this swings for 5. Oh, the Guardian Idol actually ended up mattering. Look at that. I will be forced to block. I will be forced to block. Alright, that's not really that useful, but it's certainly a thing that is in my hand, so. Come on, come on. Yes, it mattered, sort of. I mean, they can still do stuff, but you know what I mean. Okay, so they forego the Guardian Idol thing. Oh! What? Okay, wait. I can at least pick up the... Oh, I might have missed it. Okay, I didn't get my mana, but you know what I mean. 3 leg. Come on! Come on! Give me something, please. Ah! Let's shuffle away this. Teferi, can I play it? No. Do we panic? If my opponent draws stuff, we lose? Okay, that's not stuff. That is not stuff. What do I do now? Mass manipulation? Yeah. And this is only 5 damage after that? So... gain control of X creatures and or planeswalkers. We do it for 2. Could do it for 1. No, we're going to do it for 2 here. And then pass. Chump block with Hope of Jeeper. Necro Dominance. This was a very, very good draw for the opponent. Alright, so one good draw deserves another. This game is nuts. Yeah, that was probably lights out for me at this point. I'm not sure if I can survive Necro Dominance here. Just my opponent's at 5 cards for the rest of the game. Doesn't seem realistic. They did only do it for 5, which is quite surprising, honestly. So... play this. Plus it. Swing with their commander, because it's going to die anyways. Okay, they didn't kill it. Weird. Let's hide that card. And... okay. That is a 1 mana 1/1, sure. That is more 1 mana 1/1s, okay. I feel like they're going to kill Teferi and not me, which probably... I don't know if that works out for me. I could have maybe just minus Teferi, assuming it was going to die like that. But I didn't. This can't block, right? Yeah. John Doe. They can't block. The more damage I deal, the less they can draw. Come on. Come on. Okay. They're at 8. I can no longer swing with Gonti. Thoughtseize. Let's go ahead and bounce the Everflame. Because they don't have a legendary, which means they can't use that to deal damage to me. Because it's just not that. And then we let this resolve because it's 2 damage. And then we take 3. Oh, they can't take a land. You're right. All right, I was gonna do it anyways, but yeah, that's true. They couldn't take a land. They only draw 1. Oh, we can deal damage. Okay, are we dead? Hold on. Always taking out this Bitter Blossom token, or you know, see what happens after that. But... okay, they didn't kill it. Fatal Push. Okay. This is my opponent's last turn because of Bitter Blossom. Oh no. No! They can't do any- oh no, they do! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No! Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They don't have enough. They don't have enough! Okay. goodness. Oh. We beat Necrodominance, but drew, like, what? 10 cards? I mean, we had Treasure Cruise, but... Yes! Oh, what a game! And then bouncing this actually mattered too, right? The damage it dealt. What a crazy game. Yeah. What? I mean, that was so back and forth. I should have. Okay, so the biggest mistake was letting this resolve before I counted their permanents. I needed to count to make sure they couldn't sack 10. I had Fatal Push. If it was 10 exactly, I could have brought them down to 9. So, thankfully, they did not have 10. But, yeah, they're stuck under the Necrodominance. They can't draw. And Bitter Blossom just kills them. So, awesome. And, yeah, this can't cast cards anyways. What a game. What a game. What a game. Oh. Well, you can't say the journey didn't do anything. Well, you know what? We can probably take it out now, though. We can take it out. It was cool. It worked. My opponent did choose to put their commander in exile, so I did draw off of it when I probably might not have wanted to do that. So that's interesting. So what would, yeah, no, I don't know. If we're thinking Vadric is better as a draw-go thing, I don't see what I can literally play the same exact cards as Vadric, plus more. Like, I can play better cards in it. So I really don't know what I'm... Like, I play a draw-go game kind of fine. I play it perfectly fine. I could run another card draw spell, I guess. I don't know. Jace is interesting. Jace might be completely fine. Hanada discounts spells by 1 for each of their targets and increases them by 1 for your opponent. Skyclave is interesting. Ugh. We have to ride that high until our next crash. Wandering Emperor is also kind of cool. Sleep? No. No. Sleep is not a real card. Not a real card. Not in this format. Maybe in a different one. Calamity? I think it needs to be a spell. Oh yeah, Brainstorm. Well, that was easy. So I'm a huge fan of Stifle, and maybe we can run Stifle. I don't know if it would have done... it would have done Stone Cold nothing in that last game we just played, right? It would have stifled something that... like an equip trigger, that doesn't matter. What else does Stifle do? It stops Planeswalker ultimates. I like Stifle, so... Yeah, the main thing is Stone Rains. Why are we searching sleep? What are we doing? I know what sleep is. But if you're talking about like calamitous sleep, I don't... Sleep with a fish? What are we looking for? What are we talking about? Do I have not collect... Oh, what? Sleep paralysis, huh? Yeah, I don't know what card you're talking about. Oh, whoop! I forgot to take out a card. Whoops. Whoops. It's probably not in the format. Unless you mean sleep paralysis, which I wouldn't run. I know Refabricate. What's... I can do it. I don't need your help. I can type. There we go. Oh, it's just called fabricate. I thought it was refabricate. Oh, it's another stifle? I mean, yeah. Yeah. Four minutes. Are you talking about literal sleep? I'm not going to run sleep. I'm not running sleep. When I said it's not a real card, I meant it's not a card that I'm playing in the format. I know it's a real card. It was in Duels of the Planeswalkers like 2012. It's like a 23-year-old spell. It was in that list there. I moused over it for a second. I'm not running sleep, though. I mean, why would I run sleep? I would run Wrath of God before I run sleep. Sleep is ZZ, yeah. Dare I say I want to take out the card I crafted? Being a sorcery is kind of rough. It's still just fine, maybe. Requisition raid hasn't worked out. Okay, Flare of Denial doesn't make sense. Take that one out. Just doesn't actually make sense. You mean Convoke? The only good expertise one is Baral's expertise, which I A, don't own, and B, I would rather run a sweeper than a 2-mana triple on someone. Just run a sweeper. I also can't really cast any free spells off it. Oh, hey, look at that. I got my investment back. Look at that. Look at us go. Look at us get there. And for the most part, yeah, I think the big... We have the big kicker cards. In here. I don't like the blue Invoke, because it's 4 blue, which is kind of heavy. And I mean, it doesn't... Discounting it by 1's just... I don't think a 4-mana Mind Control is really that exciting. It's not bad, I guess. I don't know. Alright, well... I guess we're overdue for Kolaghan's command, so... Might as well try. Alright. This one... A land? No, I don't think I need that. Do I need to leave up Make Disappear? I don't think so. I'm gonna go ahead and say I do not. Okay. Just this again. Of course. Wayward Swordtooth. Well, it's not my opponent's commander, but I guess I'll cast it. Or, counter it. I can't counter it, chat. I lied. I can't counter it. That was a soft counter. I don't think this... I don't think it was going to do anything anyways, but, well, it's not in my hand anymore. Sure. That will surely pull me back in this game where other cards would not. Was this Brainstorm? Oh, maybe not. They played their lands before their commander. I am terribly confused. I do not understand the logic. I will not let you draw cards, I guess. I feel like I'm always casting Tatyova. There's no reason not to. It's kind of weird. It's actually really weird. Again, fetching before Tatyova is in play. What is this? Finale for a single mana, so Delighted Halfling? This is all just so ugly to me. You don't even have lands in your hand. Okay, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can cast my commander. I can also just not care about anything. What if I just... Okay. Alright, opponent, you want it, you got it. There you go. 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Well, opponent might... What? I don't have any mana. Okay, well, if I draw... I think I'm just blocking now, because I... Yeah. Probably a mistake to cast my commander here. Not a big deal, because my opponent's out of gas, but... Could have mattered. Could have mattered. So... Obviously, they can still draw lands. As long as it's not a fetch land, I guess I'm not too upset. Okay, well, that's fascinating. So we do this for 5? Correct? Teferi's interesting. Punishment split up is interesting. Alright. We did it. Instant board wipe in standard? Yep. This is not standard, but yes. What does this do? So I'm going to really want to deal with this Green Warden, I guess. When this is level 3, target land becomes really giant and basically one-shots me. So, Teferi... Okay. Alright, so we have to play Teferi, plus Teferi, and then we cast this on that, and then I blow up my opponent's thing on their upkeep. So can they cast Ulamog? They can. They chose not to keep Ulamog. That is insane to me, but okay. My opponent's been getting extremely lucky with the perfect lands off the top. Well, not really. It's like 57 lands in Tatyova. It's not that crazy. Heliod's Punishment. Looking like the idea here. Probably didn't have to take 1 damage, but I did. So there's that. They can cast Uro like 5 times. Can't really do anything about it. Yep, can't really do anything about that either. I don't think the game is about my opponent's life total, though. I think it's just about if Teferi can ultimate. I can't believe they binned Ulamog. That seems completely nonsensical. I don't get it. I'm not going to wash away Uro. They can cast it twice. Blue, blue, green, green. Blue, blue, green, green. Cast it twice. Yeah. Okay, I drew that card. That's pretty cool. Haven't played it yet. So, plus... Three. What'd I do? 12? 4, 5, 6. My eyes! I could have done it for all of it. I don't think that's gonna matter, really. This is more lands than the game will end up caring about. Alright, they're done. Okay, I mean, this is beatable. This is beatable. Actually, all it's really doing here is probably casting... So I'm going to cast the One Ring. I'm not going to just put it into play. And then I could probably put Uro into play, and then my copy is a duplicate, right? Yeah, so it's a duplicate. It goes to the graveyard. And I did at least target 2 green sources, so I can have my own Uro indefinitely for the entire game with my own green sources. The escape does not change when you change this part. At least I'm pretty sure. I don't know how duplicates work. But assuming that's how it worked. Now, I could go all the way and just click each land. I didn't feel like counting it. Yeah, we have a backup to Fairy as well. And I could, this turn, instead of cast the One Ring, just put the second Heliod's Pilgrim here as my free spell, and then just hide behind counters. So, yeah, nice. Cool. Look at it go. Look at it go. That's another game where my opponent had a bajillion mana and then decided to not draw the big spells. Actually, this time, they decided on purpose to not draw the big spells. Don't know what that's about. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's really, really weird. I don't know how you bin Ulamog there. I don't get it. What is my opponent scared of? Also, we cast K-Command. Get wrecked. We also cast K-Command. Alright, it's kind of an all-in hand, but... You know, they're all in hand. They're all in. Go away. I don't know why I would want to brainstorm here, so... Well, that figures. Let's put back you and you, because I can't cast them for like 10 bajillion years. So. Okay. My opponent cast Lightning Strike. Okay, you got it. That is pretty gnarly. Let's cast blue untapped. Play this. Pass the turn. So they're going to need Cavernous Souls. Okay, they don't have Cavern. They don't have Delighted Halfling either. Rhythm of the Wild doesn't let you cast it this turn. Okay, let's play this. Yeah. And then I don't really want to cast... Yes, I do. Right? It's only for one, though. It's kind of ugly. No, that's stupid. That's stupid. Chat, that's stupid. Opponent's in shambles. Opponent is in shambles. I'm not gonna Tails on that. Oh, love it. Oh, love it. Let's kill that. And that's... Targeting face is free, so... Just do for one. There's a bunch of other stuff my opponent could potentially cast here. Mana Tithe, probably still super live. Oh, it is. Oh no, opponent. Oh no, shambles. Mana Tithe, your weird card. Sure, that makes treasure tokens. Alright, well now I regret swinging. I mean, there's no way to know that, but... yeah. That's fine. Do I steal the Lannery Storm? Or do I steal the Stormseeker? Probably the Stormseeker. Okay. That deals triple damage. Okay. Sure. I have to block because I can't swing myself. Yeah, I don't want to take 9. That seems a little too ridiculous. So I guess I'll block. It does mess up my clock with the lands! Oh my goodness, this deck just fantasizes about drawing a land every second. But my opponent is notably not dead, so... keeping it's the same as milling it. Okay, so that probably makes me win. Probably. Oh, poor opponent. Just couldn't play the game, except they did. Lightning Strike is very weird. I don't... That's the only card that's weird to me. Lantern Storm is also kind of weird. I bet you my opponent just typed in haste because, you know, giving Roxanne haste is really good. And they're like, oh, this also has haste. Just add everything in my deck. You know, everything in the game that has the word haste, just throw it in. This, actually, even this. Yeah, that's probably what happened. My opponent typed in haste and just, like, put them all in their deck. It's not that this is bad. Like, it's totally fine, but that's probably what happened there. But yeah, look at that. No Cavernous Souls. Get completely wrecked. You mana ramp green player. Get completely stomped on. And Minotithe, actually. Minotithe coming in pretty hot. Okay. Let's run more stuff. Eshki in preparation for tomorrow? What do you mean? Is that one of the new ones? Well, I can't see it. But... It is weird Hinata has trample. It is weird. Yeah. I think the haste cards they had made sense. Just the Teamer Eshki. Oh, okay. The Teamer one. Yeah. I don't operate like that. No, I already looked at most of the kicker cards. I looked at all of the command cards. I'm not really a fan. I mean, that's how we found this. Nothing else to me. No. 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 Saw most of the kicker cards. Bonder's Enclave? That sounds familiar. Wait, isn't that a green card? Oh, it's this thing. I guess. It works with K command. It works with my commander in play. Ooh, probably replace a colorless land instead of just adding it. It's probably a good idea. I don't know if I like Arid Archway after all this time. Yeah, Arid Archway is awkward in a deck like this. I don't know if it's the worst land. I don't think it's right to take out anything else. I can probably take out a mountain. I don't have many red cards at all. Like, at all. So, it's pretty easy to drop a mountain. They're almost always colorless lands anyways in my deck. I could probably remove both mountains, actually. Battle Mammoth. Elder Gargaroth is like my favorite card ever. We could maybe run Null Elemental Blast, but I don't think we have to. I don't think we have to. I wouldn't mind more counter spells. Are there more that like draw while they counter stuff? Exclude is maybe funny. Remand is okay. Spellgyre is optional. I think I have like all the best ones. Jace is another good ultimate. The untapping lands is pretty nice, but this is kind of another 5 mana you win the game if you just do the thing. I'm not sure I have to play it. The biggest weakness so far in this deck is the mana rocks. It's just kind of like the biggest weakness. I don't think it's unnecessary. I don't think they're necessary, even though it's 4-mana commander. I will say they probably overall have helped, but I think it's a lateral change taking these out. You would just not play this as fast, but that's okay. That is okay. No, I don't like Sphinx's Rev. That's kind of way out there. Cackle with power hasn't done anything. This is a lot of mana to matter. I don't even know if the Hinata discount makes this good. I feel like it doesn't. So if it's just red red XX instead of red red XXX, I still don't know if I like it that much. So if X is like, you know, you invest 4 extra. Kind of the same with Immolating's Inferno. These feel like the weakest ones in the deck. This just isn't really what the game's about. By the time you have the mana to use this, you really can't kill anything that matters too much. That's the problem with this. You want to kill mana dorks. That's like the big thing. And you can't do that before they matter. Because by the time, you know, you can kill them, they've already like let your opponent win the early game and then it doesn't matter. So like I don't really like this. It's a lot easier to cast than this, obviously, but still, like it does. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I was gonna say it just kills all the Scute Swarm tokens. No, it doesn't. It doesn't read like that. It doesn't actually work like that. Yeah, it's also double red, which is our off color as per usual in a blue-white kind of deck. Red not the biggest deal to me. I think Cackled Power is just a little too much. I can't even envision a scenario in which I'm like excited to play it, really. A Braid could come in instead. No, we don't want life gain. No life gain. I haven't needed more board wipes, which, I mean, that's not a surprise. Again, this Historic Brawl is not about sweeping the board 2 or 3 times. Standard Brawl is. Not Historic. I do want this Jace. I think this Jace is pretty good. I could run a Proliferate card for the random haha. Maybe too weird, though. It's probably too weird. The funny Jace? The furry Jace, you mean? I'd run the furry Jace, I mean. Furry Jace is great. I think I'm going to drop Cackle. Kind of sad, really. I mean, it's a good sign, though. I think it's a good sign. The cards that... Wait, where is he? There you are. The cards that our commander care about... Let's see. I actually really like K-Command. Unraveler. I said furry Jace, and you said yes. There are 2 furry Jaces. What are you talking about? What's going on? Unraveler? You mean the... Wait, which one's the Unraveler? What? What? What am I not understanding? You mean, what? Get the funny Jace? But this was already in the deck. Yeah, this was on the screen in the deck when you had said that. I don't know. I'm going insane, maybe. Oh, a Johnny. Oh no. Why did I have to see you? Stream delay, yeah. I guess so. We don't have any red permanents. Oh, we have like 2. We have 2. A Johnny's still just so stupid. Is a Johnny better than Lightning Bolt? Maybe? Lightning Bolt's not bad, but it's probably the worst removal spell in here. I could drop, like, one of these. I could legitimately drop one of these Mana Rocks. Probably the creature-based ones, just... Like, Converter in Paradise, just... I don't actually think I want Jace, though. I don't think I want Jace. Well, now you have my curiosity. What the heck is that? I typed in services, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Oh, no. Yes. Tablet of completion? No. No. Tablet of completion's way too slow. Way too slow. Spot removal, card draw are the big ones. So what do we have for drawing more than one card? It's kind of... Ideally an instant. Maybe even something that just targets, so it feel less bad. This doesn't... Oh, yeah. Eh. Well, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not really that good. It's like the last mana rock on 2 you ever play, Tablet of Completion. There's a reason I have not seen it played in an opponent's deck in like 6 months. I couldn't actually tell you the last time I saw someone play Tablet. There are way better things to do. Is this a wizard? No. There are way, way, way better things to do on turn 2 in every color than that. It's just not... It's not really... It's not there. It is not really there. Maybe in Standard. Okay, there's not as much good instant speed card draw as I thought. Shoot, I would rather play Maze Mind's Tome before I play Tablet of Completion. If you're in those like super slow draw go games and your opponent has to blow it up, I mean, you know, there you go. But that's not Historic Brawl. Man, I thought there were more than this. Yikes. I mean, Flame of Alnor, Anor, whatever. This one's not bad. Draw 2, shatter, 5 damage. Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's not like we can't run it. I think I want to braid Silver Scrutiny. Oh, it's definitely not an instant. I'm surprised there's that many words with silver in it. If it's 3 or less. So for 5 mana, you get a Jace's Ingenuity. And then you can do it for more at sorcery speed. I gotta say, I like it more than Sphinx's Revelation. I must admit. Speaking of Sphinx's Revelation... What about... I'm not against another counterspell as well. This isn't... Oop. Man. I have too much stuff lying on my keyboard. Another interesting thing about this is you don't have to do it for 3. You can do it for like 2. I think I want to try that one. I'm surprised I like that. Okay, yeah. Because I don't have to do it for 3. I can do it for 2. I can cycle it for 1. It's not ugly to do that. Doesn't feel ugly. Although cycling it for 1, you kind of wish you just run... You had like... What's the thing? What's the 1 minute counterspell? Whatever. The cycling one that counters for 1 mana, that the name is not in my brain. It is not there. It is not in the mind. I don't know if this works. I'm willing to find out. Well, works way less now. I mean, you just take the swords. Maybe you don't, because swords doesn't matter. Like, this costs 4. Yeah, censor, that was it. That's the word I'm thinking of. That was the card. From Amonkhet. Well, they didn't take swords immediately, so there must not... If you didn't take swords instantly, you're probably not taking swords. Wow, they took rewind. That's crazy. That's kind of insane. A rewind on the draw? Wow. Really? I don't agree with this at all. Exile target player's graveyard. What? Oh, it's a spirit. Alright. I was confuzzled, and now I am not. Alright. So, probably plains. Island is fine as well, though. Yeah, that kind of censor. The PG-13 ones. Well, my opponent took rewind, so I think this game is going to be slow. No, I mean not them playing slow. I mean just you know, slow. When this creature, why did they not play that pre-combat? Okay. Okay. Yep. That's interesting. Here's where rewind is not going to counter their commander, but they Thoughtseize the card I can't cast. I find that kind of insane, honestly. It's just like, why? Like, I have swords in my hand, you know? That's just weird. It's just weird. Okay. Did I blow that up? They don't have a land. Blowing this up is pretty valuable. But you know what? I'm going to draw cards. I think I win more by drawing than they win more by having more mana, so. Which is a rare thing to say in Historic Brawl, as we know. They do not know about these cards. And there is no way I'm playing Hinata, so. Alright, let's try to not take 4. Could have Lightning Bolted the Cleric. They're kind of the same, and this one has a annoying card text for delve spells. Kind of min-maxy, but, you know, it's certainly a thing. Okay, so I just swords that. I mean, they know about Swords of Plowshares. Well, they do be knowing. So Teferi would take 3. Intensity is still 0, right? It didn't do the thing with stuff. Yeah. So I don't think Teferi's getting better, so let's cast it. And I can't cast Sublime Epiphany. And my opponent knows about it anyway, so this is fine. And I have a chance of drawing something pretty good. Alright, I didn't. I'm not going to untap 2 colorless, because it will hold priority. There's no reason to. I can cast this. I can cast it. Alright, this is a good sign. Untapping with Teferi is a nightmare for most decks. Obsidat. Doesn't that have haste? No, it gets haste. Okay. It's a 5-drop. You get it on your upkeep, right? Yeah. I can play Hinata, and then I have a ton of mana. Okay. Opponent doesn't seem to have Solitude, which is ideal. You really want to go to combat first. Opponent does go to combat first. Let us cast the lose all abilities thing. So now it's a question of, do I let my commander, my planeswalker die? I think I do, because Obsidat's a huge problem. And where I am currently, I don't need more support. I can beat the board. Exile target creature control. Alright, I needed something like that to happen, so draw, token. What's the red one? Dang it. Return something, so we're going to bounce the token. We're going to target that because I have to. We're going to draw. You have another card here. Okay, maybe not. Okay. Really thinking about something. Interesting. I'm not going to crack my fetch land. I don't want to shields down for no reason. Alright, so we're in this position now. Nice position to be in, I'm told. Let's play this. Hand is pretty stacked. Yeah, I'm not going to swing. There's not really much of a reason to. Yep. Wonder what they were thinking about so heavily there in that spot. They had 3 men and they're mousing over everything. They did it twice as well. But yeah, if that worked out in a way where my opponent didn't cast a spell in combat, Teferi would have died because I wouldn't have cast the Epiphany. I could have still cast it, but I'd rather just not. I don't think tapping out is ever worth protecting Teferi. However, I made them do something when I cast this card, and that seemed quite ideal. So I'll take that. And yeah, interesting. Neat. Rewind would have mattered had the game went on longer, so I can't criticize the Thoughtseize too much, but it still took a card that, like, they played their commander and it, like, ran into the card they did not take, right? And it's a commander that doesn't do anything when it enters. It needs to, like, survive, and they didn't take the card that prevented that. Weird. Oh, I want all of these. I want all of these so bad. Oh my goodness. Someone give me money. Oh. I want all of them. Oh. I can't. I can't. We have packs tomorrow. We can't. Oh man. Maybe just one. Oh, I need to greenlight one of these. Right, one of these. Oh, the mountain's so cool. The swamp. The island's alright. I really like these two. Forest is decent. I think there's way cooler forests to me, so I'm not super big on this one. The plains is alright. It's kind of minimalist. It's alright. Really like these two. These two are really nice. Ugh. I don't think I'd get the island. It's mostly just the mountain and the swamp. Whatever. Can't do it. Don't have the funds. Not there. It isn't there. You want me to get them? You know what to do. $4 donation. There you go. To offset the loss of the packs that I can't open tomorrow because of it. Alright, we might have a slight edge, or we might not have a slight edge. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we probably don't have an edge. So we'll see. This could go on for a while, or my opponent could win immediately. Stifle is probably okay. I'm going to take a risk and just run Stifle and see if it does something in this game. We'll see. We shall see. I'll most likely make a treasure. Well, I can technically stifle that. I can technically stifle that. I don't know if I want to. Opponent doesn't even give me the option to. Sure. This seems like a good thing to force my opponent to fight over. I probably wouldn't fight over this. I think I'd fight over actual cards that matter. But, no, opponent's interested. Okay, well I didn't draw a land, so doing what they did is obviously leagues better. I'm gonna shock myself. We're gonna stifle that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I have an edge in this. I don't think I do. I'm not gonna crack that. This isn't a bad draw, but it's not great. Reprieve? Yeah, Reprieve is fine. Could put that in here. I don't need it. Oh, look! Opponent's playing the old center. Nice. Still not going to crack this. I do have Brainstorm in my hand. Deck. Okay, Essence Scatter was a completely dead draw. Worse than a land. Worse than a land. It does not take much for me to lose this game, so... My hand is also kind of really bad. It's kind of really bad here. I bet they have like 6 counterspells, so... This is not looking too good. Alright, so it was a good decision maybe not to counter that. Alright, I finally draw a land. It was three turns in a row. The old 3 turns in a row. Okay, yep. I mean, they went to discard last time. I don't believe fighting over this makes any kind of sense. This is more of a watch my opponent do stuff kind of game. Jace, alright. So... I'll pick a fight. Arrange it by mana cost. I mean, I guess. I don't know. Alright, well, the gift is not too appealing when your hand is full. Tapping out here to me is almost the most insane thing I could have imagined, but my opponent did do it, and it did work. Probably blew their mind, but... You got it. That is a little insane. That is just a little insane. I don't really get the tapping out for your commander. Yeah, they're discarding 2. Yeah, so the card draw was a little bit wasted here. They're playing this... I mean... I don't want to bash them too hard or anything, but they're not playing it the way I would play it. They're not playing this game the way I would. We can just play this out. It's the only way to ever actually cast Epiphany, so... Okay. They can't cast Narset now. I think I'll recast my commander. I'm not leaving up anything anyways, right? Yeah. I don't even think I need it, so I could just have it countered. That's just okay with me. But the problem here is I don't have any counter spells at this point, and we're kind of doomed. Man, just letting it... They're just sending their commander. Kind of crazy. Oh, if only this targeted creatures. Could you imagine? I mean, planeswalkers. Could you imagine? Alright, they have the uncounterable land anyways. And I think that's just game. Yeah, that's game now. Alright, well, we had a draw go for a while, but yeah, there was a huge chunk of my hand that was not capable of doing a draw go. So mulliganing would have been one way to look at it, but we also missed lands for like 4 turns. Or 5. So that didn't help. We missed lands and didn't actually hit anything useful with the missed land turns either. So, Curse of Silence? I don't hate Curse of Silence. There's sometimes it's right to just keep it in play. You don't have to sacrifice it. Kill your opponent's commander and then it just gets taxed into oblivion and just never sack it. I don't hate Curse of Silence. Another card we could put in this deck as well. I usually play it. I'm maybe 50-50. Silence in general? No, I don't like Silence in this deck. I don't think I like Silence here. Orym's Chant's a little bit more reasonable, but I definitely don't like Silence. I don't think I do. Even the Chant, honestly. My opponent's attacking me is not the end-all be-all. Speaking of end all be all, it just pitted us against Golos. Wow. I should be honored. Shoot. We're against Golos. That's kind of crazy. I wonder why that happens. I wonder where Golos is. Where is Golos, Wizards? Where did you place him? What did you do to him? Give him the old Pock treatment. And this one. That is fine. Let's get rid of Mind Stone? Yeah. I don't think this is a Mind Stone kind of game. At least they're a fast Golos player. Love to see it. Mountain. Well, I shoot down the card ideas I think are not good ideas. I don't agree with them. Of course I'm going to shoot them down. Can only make room for 100 cards. I can't play everything I want. And when it comes to winning a lot of those options, it is what it is. It is what it is, and I do not feel bad. No badge here. So I can leave out Wash Away and not care too much if Hinata gets dealt with. So this seems fair. It's like a pretty fair exchange, right? I'm not bent out of shape about this. Not bent out of shape. The Pock treatment was, it was just downstairs in like bracket 3 for like 10 years. For some reason. Didn't I just get rid of this? Thought I did. Another land is fine. Can I play this? Yeah. Yeah, there's probably more than 5 in Magic Arena. I would not doubt that. I would not doubt that really at all, actually. I almost want to crack the Mind Stone. Seagate. Okay. Tail's End. Well, yeah, sure. Can I cast this now? Yeah, I guess. Sure. Opponent's playing Thought Distortion, which doesn't disrupt my Tail's End, but it does basically win the game. Of course, of course, of course, of course. Let's just play that card for no reason. Okay, I don't think I would ever defend that anyways, even if I, like, could. So Golos can't activate immediately. If I can deal with it repeatedly, maybe we're happy. But we'll see. That is crew 4, not crew 3. With a new Zergo and got Rusko. Oh, that's good. How is this better than Golos? Ay, ay, ay. Good grief. It's like I'm playing against every color and all the best of every color. And somehow Wizards think it's balanced. How do you just have everything? Good grief. Well, that's probably just game now. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Whatever. I don't even have a good card to draw. Okay, yep. Yep, there you go. Just what you needed, opponent. Atraxa. Atraxa, removal, sweepers, discard my entire hand. Yep, alright, you're good. You're talented. Thought Distortion, a card I think you should literally never play. Coming in super hot for the opponent, because why wouldn't it, right? Not only is it bad most of the time, my opponent needed to draw it, and then needed the mana to cast it. And have it matter. And all of that happened in a singleton 100 card format against a deck with all non-creatures. Crazy. I too like buying lottery tickets. I too like my lottery tickets. Speaking of lottery, I don't like this hand. This hand is probably better, but I wouldn't say by much. Actually, no, this is fine. It's fine. Alright, even my opponent agreed. Even my opponent agreed. It was a good hand. Another weird thing about running Thought Distortion is when you're in bracket whatever, the top one, it's at its worst when you're at the top of the bracket. So it even makes less sense to me to play Thought Distortion. I just don't. I do not. Every time I see that card, I just don't get it. Most of the times I see it, it's just really bad too. Most of the time I see it, it does not do anything. Okay, so the mind control effects have not really been useful. While it is nice to discount them by 1, they just haven't been useful. I think I'm going to get rid of them. There was one game where I think the Blue Sun's Twilight did something. But, for the most part, it really has not come together. Really hasn't come together. Could run Midnight Clock. It's not a bad idea. Lorien Revealed is just okay. It's a land when you need a land. It's a shuffle effect for Brainstorm. It is a 5-minute draw 3. Like Jace's Ingenuity. Yeah. Okay. No, except we're not accelerating into anything. That doesn't do anything. We're not accelerating into our commander. That just doesn't do anything. I took out Mana Rocks because that's just the weakest part of the deck by quite a large margin. Gotta be careful with these escape cards. But there is this one? No, wait. Wait a minute. Oh, sorcery. Ha. I was about to say. Glimpse of Freedom is interesting. It's not as good as whatever the black one is. Ramp Violently, yes. Spin the wheel. But none of that has to do with Thought Distortion. This card isn't bad. Yeah, it is more and more blue. Could probably drop out of Plains. You were not wrong. Is it that much more blue? Not really. I think 2 Plains is fine. I mean, we could actually go down to 1. How many double white cards are in here? Split Up, which Split Up might not even stay. The payoff for my commander is fleeting. Oh, Flage! Ooh. It gives me something to do in my graveyard. Ooh. It does. It does give me something to do in my graveyard. It's not the strongest thing to do in my graveyard. I think the Delve cards are, but, well, you can't have them every game. Yeah, I like that. I think Flage is good here. Flage is good. It's easy to just slide it in here, not feel bad about it. Except when you do. The Lightning Bolt is not terribly exciting. I don't like the red Exert land that gives haste to something. We do have Flage, but... Okay. Huh. Alright. Okay. That was a bit surprising. Really? Alright, yeah. I mean, that's what they want to put me on. So be it. Did not expect my opponent to cast Baral. I did not expect them to cast Baral. A little crazy. I'd be surprised if they cast a 3-drop. It feels basically impossible. Seek a non-land card, and then has Jumpstart. I've never seen that card in my life. That's actually really cool. Alright, do you have a counterspell? Wash away? No. Unsummon? No. This is the weirdest Baral I've ever seen. Alright, yeah, there you go. We're in play, and Baral is not. That's... feels kind of impossible, but we'll take it. We'll take it because we can. What do you got at 5 mana? Apparently nothing. Alright. Let's get an island here. I don't think I'd fight over a bounce spell. At least I don't think I would. Oh, we drew a plains. Almost wish it was an island. Tragic. Alright, let's hope their end step isn't scary. But I really don't think I'd fight over a bounce spell. Just doesn't sound right. Okay, this card is really cool. Unfortunately, jump-starting lands is a bit rough, I would say. Feels a bit rough. What is going on? Is this a storm deck? What is actually happening? What is happening right now? What is happening? Oh, shoot. Wait, hold on. Whoops. What is going on? It's just like windmill tap out Baral. That is just nuts. Okay. It's a Thoracle deck? I mean, it must be, right? But what how do you do that in mono blue? Pool resources. Draw 2. I'm not countering this. I'm not countering this. They gave me a card? Oh, and they also gave me a fish. That's funny. Treasure hunt? Okay. A bit sketchy. So, I don't like this card. I do not like that one. Yes! I was right. I was right. I think my opponent may have been trying to bait me into countering this. So, because it's probably part of a combo where like, I get it. Yeah, so Treasure Hunt looks for all the like reveal cards until you find a non-land. So they put their entire deck into their hand because there's a bunch of lands, and then they play Thassa's Oracle. So it's not a normal Baral deck, which makes me feel like playing against Baral is a bit more sensible, because normally this is like way up there. But yeah, once this hits the stack, you kind of know exactly what your opponent's playing. And with all the Seek cards, you only find non-lands out of your deck. So this it's kind of a weird one where like none of these cards exist in real life. So you can't play this exact kind of thing. But here you can always guarantee that you hit non-lands with cards like this, and then shuffle away a land or whatever. So that explains this. Yeah, very interesting. I've never seen this before. I actually kind of like this card, though. I actually really like this card. The start your engines half is a little ugly, but you can do the bottom one twice. Surge of Acclaim. I've never seen that card played before. Huh. Also, what's with Baral then? Why play Baral? Is it just so people randomly automatically concede to you? Like, oh, I'm seeing Baral against me, let me just concede. So you get like random free wins, maybe like 1 or 2 a day, let's say. That's actually probably a bit too much. It's probably maybe 1 a day or less. Huh. You don't have to play Baral in that kind of deck. You do discount the cantrips, but you don't have to discount the cantrips. There's got to be a better way to play that. That's not Baral. I don't know. No counter spells either, right? It's usually Jace. See, now that makes sense, yeah. That makes sense. It just, Baral just doesn't seem to be... Why'd I go to my deck? I don't know. I'm so used to going to my deck after every game, I guess. I don't know. Went into my deck and just looked at it. Well, we beat Baral. Alright, this is more conventional. I've had a lot of opponents with stuff. Alright, come on, Stifle. Come on. Alright, opponent. Let me go ahead and get this one. Another land? I kind of have enough. I don't think I can play the Mana Rock. It seems wrong. Yeah, it just seems wrong. That's pretty interesting. Alright, well, that explains that. Alright, Minotithe, come on. Oh. Opponent. Come on. What are you doing? Let's do that. Take it, my opponent has 2 2-mana spells. Yeah, it's definitely Fear Factor. Inscription Cycle, what? Okay, well, that's unusual. Okay. Opponent, how come you didn't play into my stuff? Ugh. Well, I guess I'm not going to cast the Guardian Idol. I don't expect it to do anything. I will stifle the Scalding Tarn. Okay, never mind. No stifling the Scalding Tarn. I got a negate out of my opponent's hand, I guess. Yeah, we just cast this again, right? Sure. I mean, my opponent committed a mana to dealing with it the first time, so... Well, land is good. Can I cast this now? 4... No, it's probably not correct to do that. Alright, well, sure. Hey, K-Command. K-Command after a, after that. So do I cast it now? I guess. Draw. Treasure. So we do it for 2. Something nice and innocent. Probably not counterspell worthy. Wow. I feel like I'm winning that transaction. I would not counter that. It just makes some 0/1s. Okay, we like to see lands. Okay, that. I mean, the more counterspells you have, the less other things you're doing. At this point, I will just commit this. If they have a counterspell, I mean, so be it. I don't think I need it. It's probably a favorable exchange anyways. Okay, they didn't counter anything. Can I safely play my commander? 3 mana. I'm going to go for it. I don't even think I need it. It's just one of those positions where I'm not trying to defend it religiously. Okay. Dissipate is kind of nuts, isn't it? Feels kind of nuts. So they can pay for all of my stuff. Can I play it again? Probably not. Okay. Yeah. It's not looking too good here because they just we had a back and forth, but we ran away with too many resources. Right? It's 2 to 6. It's too far. Mana Tithe was probably still going to be relevant with the commander tax hitting this really hard. This is why they went for their commander. So I'm at least committing my resources, because if they just do a draw go behind, they're not doing anything and I'm going to pull ahead. So you got to like force me to cast the counter spells. And that is also why they didn't want to fight to defend this. They would have rather stopped my commander, because my commander has game-ending tap-out X spells that could potentially hit the board, so you might as well fight, right? And especially if you get me tripped up and I try to defend myself when I otherwise shouldn't have, and then that's bad. Also, it's a little crazy to have all of this and expect Ral to flip. It means the rest of my opponent's hand is either proliferate, cantrip nonsense, or like burn spells, or bounce spells, because they need things to, they're really trying to get to the ultimate. They actually had a lot of counter spells. Dissipate is really crazy in this exact match here, but yeah, we just pulled ahead. I mean, we can almost just straight up cast this too. I probably, depending on my next draw, would have just cast this, but who knows what I would have drawn. Cool. Very cool. As cool as it is, and no cooler than that. Alright, what felt bad? No, everything felt fine there, actually. It keeps going to this inscription. Oh, the fact that this is sorcery is, like, really annoying. I mean, I can never get an opportunity to... Usually my sorcery speed tap-out bombs are things with Hinata. I just haven't found, like, a window to cast this. I'm never kicking it without my commander, that's for sure. The creature bounce in most of our matchups is not really that good. Scry 2, draw 2 is fine. And I do like the illusion token, I guess. I don't know, I don't like... the more I play, the less I like this. It's usually stranded in my hand and it just feels bad. Kind of tragic. What's the... There's a few instant speeds versions of this card. Like a Scry 2, draw 2 on 4. There's like instant speed versions. Crafted it, but I don't feel bad taking it out. Alright, let's look at red cards. Most mono red cards are not really doing anything to me. EI is actually pretty good, right? Maybe not. Maybe not. Most of our games, Iconoclast, would basically have done nothing. Oh, invert polarity. We see that played a lot. Sort of. I don't think we've ever inverted polarity to anybody and stole the card. It's happened to me twice, and I think I've seen the card 3 times. I can remember 3 times. And I've gotten my card stolen twice, but I've never stolen anybody's stuff before. I do also like role reversal. It can be very devastating. Yeah, I like invert polarity. It's fine. It is fine. We can't discount it with Hinata, but it just is on its own pretty scary. Electro Dominance? Ugh. Well, it's not, but... It casts out a hand, right? It doesn't cast out a deck. I don't think I would play this. So I can't cast another X spell with it. Most of my interaction is like counter spells. So I'm not really... It doesn't discount a spell, it just makes a spell cost, quote-unquote, 1 more, right? So if you want to cast a 3-drop with this, you'd have to pay 4. Split Up could be Deafening Clarion. Maybe. Hinata's a 4/4. I don't know, there's a lot of games where Deafening Clarion really wouldn't do anything. Other than, like, the token stuff, or the creatures. Other than the creatures, other than the mana dorks. It's not really doing anything. Yeah, I don't know what this is doing. I don't think I like this. I don't think I like it. It just gets discounted by 1. There's almost nothing to cast off of it. Like borderline nothing. Yeah, there's almost like nothing to cast. It is instant speed though. So you can just like poop out, what is that, a 6-minute Teferi? 5-minute Jace? 6-minute Jace? 6-minute Teferi? 6-minute Lorien revealed? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Flage. Whirlwind would be funny. Well, I mean, you'd ideally want it in play first, but... it can cast... For, like, deep into it, it can cast other things as well. Oh, Cackle with power? No, that wasn't doing anything. Was not doing anything at all. It was not doing anything at all. But Electro Dominance might actually be doing stuff because it's an instant. You might have accidentally given me a good idea. But yeah, Crackle with Power was one of the weakest cards in here. It was never doing anything, even with Hinata in play. My opponent like 2 creatures. It just... Like, the perfect scenarios was just never, ever came out. Actually, we took out the other mono-red Electro Dominance card as well, because they just weren't doing anything. But Electro Dominance might actually do something. Totally on accident. I just like the ability to flash in really scary things. And with Hinata in play, you can do it a turn faster. I think that's worth considering. Surprisingly, Split Up hasn't really done... Oh, maybe that's not surprising. Just hasn't really done anything. In any game. Yeah, alright. Okay, we'll play a couple more games. I think I've had a satisfying string of gameplay with this commander. I'm also going to open my window. It is hot. Hopefully my screeching neighbors that totally don't do drugs at 3 in the morning don't come screaming in my window. And it's a red card, so people can stop yelling at me. Only adding blue cards. Only adding the best thing I can be doing with this commander. How dare I? This is different from the first time I've played it, though. I'm not gonna go look at my list. Alright, we went from, like, Baral Golos to Stick Fingers. I think that's a good sign. I don't know. You tell me. Ooh. This is a one-trick pony kind of deck, usually. I don't need more mana. Looks like we're at Thoughtseize, Duress. Alright. Well, the only one to take is a counter spell. So we'll find another one. I don't think taking Change the Rocks is good. Although it does exile whatever they cheat into play. Wow, they didn't take the counter spell? What? Okay. How do you... what? Huh? I mean, you don't play Stick for 2. Agonizing Remorse. I don't really think it makes sense to counter that, so there you go. You can have my thing. Well, the only major payoff in this is a reanimate spell, so you kind of need the reanimate spell. Jace is good, but it's not good next turn. I feel as though it's still just... I have to take it. Yeah. So they can stick finger for 1. Maybe there's only 1 creature in their deck. I don't know. Oh, if only I had Stifle. Ugh. I'm definitely going to play Jace next turn. You stick for 1? Wow. Alright, what's the... What? Oh, it's a combo deck. Okay. So now my opponent needs a reanimate spell. Well, it's almost a combo deck, but I'm pretty sure it's a combo deck. I didn't draw a counter spell, so I think the game is over. But I guess we can try? I don't know. They need a reanimate spell. It doesn't just spawn into your hand. Perilous Vault is pretty insane. Pretty insane. Exile all non-land permanents. Not sure what that's about. We're gonna cast Chase. Okay, I found a counterspell, just far too late. Let's get rid of you and you. If I was gonna draw one, it would probably be this one. No, it'd be that one. You need a land for Perilous Vault. They swung face, so they probably have the land. I found a counterspell, so I will keep the Whirlwind, but I don't need Flame. Is Steam Vents in my deck? Correct. Huh. So, oh, they did it for 0. What? Presagio. Alright. Nothing I can do about that. Let's, let that be a thing. Can't say I'm too upset with it. Surveil. Dig through time. Well, always like that one. And pass, or do we cast our commander? Until I have a bomb spell, I don't really want to play my commander. Red cards suck. Just it's just the nature of the format, right? Is what it is. Not a big deal. There's no instant speed reanimate, right? I could just take my time with this. I don't have to like be weird with this. All right. If my opponent has weird stuff, I will allow them to do it. I'm gonna tap out. I don't envision it. I saw a big chunk of my opponent's deck, so... Opus. Alright, we found what we were looking for. Ooh, I don't like the rest of these, though. Yikes. I guess I'll take that. It's better than not taking it. Does that mean I cast my Magma Opus? I don't know. Let's see what happens if... Let's see if this lives. See if this lives. Okay. Well, it didn't die instantly. Now, this is the kind of deck that might want to run Thought Distortion. Languish. Oh. That is cyberbullying. Actual cyberbullying. Alright. Alright, you got it. Ugh. Languish. Yikes. Well, as long as I stop the reanimate spell, I'm not scared of anything. Sure. Well, it's a little too late for the old dig through time to not matter. We can play this again, right? Yep. Okay. I feel like I can beat most land vomit strategies here. Like if they have 25 lands to vomit into play with Cultivator Colossus. I can't envision that winning the game. Also, at this point, it's going to be profoundly difficult. They discarded the early counter spells, but then didn't do the thing, so... Gonna be a little hard here. Surprised there's at least no Gristlebrand. Surveil 1... Creature or vehicle? Alright, well I have to counter that, so... That is a reanimate spell. It's one I've never seen before. Land, put a quest counter, sack it, target creature. Okay. Another reanimate spell I haven't seen before. Oh look, it's reanimate. Wow. You take 4. Tap the green. So this resolves, and I can Cyclonic Rift the Colossus. And I don't believe the Colossus can win the game here. And there's no Thassa's Oracle in black-green. My opponent has 4 mana, so I don't even know what they could possibly, like, do. Okay, they didn't draw their entire deck. Interesting. Abrupt Decay. Alright, so now my opponent is not dead, but they have a big old 14/14. And yeah, Chain to the Rocks here is gonna... I don't know, it could... Oh, well that's probably better. It would just take so much for this deck to, like, do anything here at this point. But I guess they did remove lethal. Yeah, I would chain it. Oh yeah, I always chain it now. I don't want them to gain 14. They can reanimate Stick Fingers. Besage's already gone. Casualties of War doesn't do it. Is it? Oh, it's actually Casualties of... Wow, it's Casualties of War. That's funny. Okay. That is funny. I almost want to let it resolve, but nah. That is funny, though. Why would you pay 1? Why wouldn't you pay 1? What? So, I really don't think... Yeah, I mean, this has to be a land, right? Otherwise, this doesn't matter. Because getting it back, it would just be a 14/14, and it doesn't save you. I really don't know what my opponent could have possibly have drawn had they had that resolved, right? This is probably a land. Otherwise, why are you even going for the Colossus? Oh, no, it blows up both creatures. It blows up both creatures. This is an artifact. Okay, so both of these are dead. Then my opponent sees another turn, and then even if I do exile this, who knows what. But yeah, it's Cultivator Colossus instead of Gristlebrand. Or, I mean, even just having both in your deck is fine, right? You could just have both and then mill both with stick fingers. And then you have both options, right? Just for 4 mana. The idea, I guess, is to play this on turn 2. Well, no, you can't play it on turn 2 because you can't play Men at Works. You can't. You play it on turn 3, and then you play turn 4 Reanimate spell to get Colossus. But they're not a deck that has 75 lands in it. And if they are, I mean, it didn't look like that, but if they are, you still need to win the game. So I don't know if the Colossus without haste, without a fling effect to like toss it at your opponent, it doesn't really feel reliable to do that and then pass with a 25-25. Most of the time, that's not really going to work out too well. Even against like the most aggressive decks, there's just like lingering removal that's good at everything. So, interesting. Yeah, I think at least Gristlebrand should be in here, and even maybe Shieldred. It's not too difficult to put like 3 creatures in your stick figure deck. Kind of want to play it again, now that I've seen someone do this. A green deck with no Men at Works. What more can you ask for? That's the true way to play green without feeling like you're doing the same thing every time. I do like my opponent's deck, though. That was pretty cool. Yeah, Crucius is about the same. Yeah. Yeah, probably easier. Definitely less defensive, because my opponent had actual spells. They had Planeswalkers. We saw Tutors from the Stick Finger reveal. We saw other things, but... yeah. Okay, we're done. We're done. Okay, so... I initially, when I first played this, and I mean, I've said this like 12 times probably in this video alone, there's not a ton of amazing cards that go with this, where like, oh, I play it, then I untap, and then boom, you know, you break the glass table with your fist, casting Magma Opus or Jeskai Revelation. Well, this is actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. However, while there are more than there were, some of them felt really useless. As you can see here, we ended up being mostly into blue-white, which is where I think you're going to be most of the time anyways, right? It is a singleton 100-card format. These are the kinds of things that are just more successful. But Electro Dominance ended up being very interesting. I didn't cast it, but between this and the 2 I took out, it was like Jaya's something or whatever, and then Crackle with Power felt very, very useless. Even if my opponent had 2 creatures and their face to target, and Hinata was in play still, and I am untapping with like 7 mana or something, it just still doesn't feel like a good thing to do. Crackle with Power, that is. Just never did. Electro Dominance, for the most part, as long as Hinata's in play, I can just cast any spell like Teferi or Jace for 1 additional mana, because it discounts X by 1, because you got to target something, right? So you target your opponent's face at the very least, and then you do it for 6, and then you just cast Teferi, right? It's only doing it actually for 5, because the discount, and that's kind of nice. I like that. You know, I like that. Excuse me, you do it for 5, but it costs 4 because, you know, this discounts it. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You can't use this on X spells, obviously. That's why the other stuff like Baral's Expertise, where it's like, oh, you can bounce 3 things. Where are you? You can bounce 3 things with this, and then cast a 4-drop. But Hinata's in play. This costs 2 mana. You bounce 3 things, and then a boatload of my deck is not actually really castable with that free 4-mana spell. A lot of its counterspells, removal. I think I took out the split up, so there wasn't really any sweepers. You can't cast an X spell, so it doesn't work with another good card that Hinata wants to just simply cast out of hand. So I didn't really like these. I just wasn't a fan of this idea. The Inscription, which whoops, oh no, I broke everything. Oh no, I destroyed everything. The Inscription also didn't feel good. That 4-mana Inscription thing, I crafted specifically for this deck. It just felt like it was getting in the way, and every time I wanted to cast a massive tap all my mana, explode, and do something scary kind of thing, that was not one of those cards, right? Hinata is usually the 4-mana thing. That's the scary thing to do, not the inscription kicker card thing. It just didn't work. I will say, because we're not running every single card that Hinata loves to see, right? The 12 or 15 or so of them that exist, that's totally fine. You can just play this kind of game, you know, counter spells, removal spells. You could probably run more sweepers. I will say sweepers are not as good as they used to be in Historic Brawl. It's starting to get, you know, a little bit more down to just a few creatures, and all of them are like a really big deal at any one point. So, you know, sometimes you can just run away with a wide board. That does happen sometimes. Sometimes you have a very large evasive threat. But for the most part, I didn't feel like I needed to sweep the board, right? And that's very interesting. Fortunately, I think this is a good sign, the weakest things in this deck were the mana rocks, and those could have not been in here, right? There's a lot of times I didn't even need Hinata on turn 3 to just untap and then play like a turn 4 I win Explodey card. That would be great, but there's a lot of things your opponent can do to disrupt that, because Hinata is not evasive. For some random reason, it has trample instead of anything good, like Ward 2 or something, even Ward 1, I don't know. A little sag, but, you know, nothing's perfect. Except Baral, of course. And Keenan. And Sithis. And Golos. So, I really like this shell. I like this way more than the last time I played it. Don't know when that was, but I always thought that not having enough large explosive spells with this was a problem. However, you just don't need to cast Hinata until you draw one, and you can just play a control game until you do, right? And then you just go for it when you think the coast is clear, or you draw maybe your village or Cavern of Souls or whatever, and then you're like, haha. But it just never felt like I needed to do this. This is sort of the opposite of Shiko, where everything had to be around Shiko to justify Shiko's existence. This is not the case. The big, giant, scary spells I can cast without Hinata, and with Hinata, they're just a lot easier to cast, right? If your opponent's not interacting with Hinata, eventually you're going to draw one of those bombs. But I gotta say, I didn't have to run all of them. I really didn't. In fact, I ended up putting in more Planeswalkers, because the old, you know, untap with one of these is just a catapult in win percentage. Kolaghan's... Huh, I did the thing. Kozilek's command felt good. I must admit, it felt good. Every time I cast it, it was great. I think there was one game where I couldn't cast it, and I also had it. And I don't think it ended up mattering. But I really like K-Command. And it's really, really nice to discount this by 2 with your commander. That is, like, really nice. But I didn't have to do that. I did not have to do that for it to still feel pretty good. Right? It's a very good card. It's kind of nuts how good this card is. It's actually weird. So as a colorless instant, it's kind of crazy. All the stuff this does. It's really really up there. Really catapulting the old. Talking about flinging win percentages. Colorless decks just love this card. So I mean, if you can slide it in here, it feels weird, but I gotta say I haven't given this card many opportunities because I don't play a lot of decks that can get away with it. But this was one of them. A surprising one, but one nonetheless. The other things that weren't working, other than the burn spell X spells, were the mind control X spells. I still like mass manipulation. This one's just solid. This one would just win without Hinata. But the 2-minute, like Blue Sun's Twilight, and then there's like 2 or 3 more or something like that. That blue, steal something for X. Discounting those cards by 1 is not really that great at all. And just having them innately without Hinata is also just not really that great. It's obviously a little bit worse, but it's just not great. I just didn't want to do that. I would rather, at that point, run a board wipe, run a sweeper, or just run counter spells so the thing that I'm trying to steal isn't in play in the first place. Right? Or I just Heliod's Punishment it, and then it's offline. I'd rather disable my opponent's commander than steal it most of the time. It's about the same, right? But you're trying to remove its text box is a lot easier to do than spend 12 mana to steal it, or 7, or whatever. So, yeah, the spree cards were really nice, right? These incidental, smaller kind of victory win more things with your commander felt better than the massive, bombs it felt with my commander. So that is cool. You get to play like these cards, and unlike Shiko, these just aren't a nightmare to put in your deck. They just work with your commander. They work without your commander, and they're still solid. I was a big fan of the spree cards, a huge fan of the spree cards. Probably the favorite thing, my favorite thing in this deck. So yeah, I really liked everything that was going on here. The weakest thing was the mana rocks. So if you want to play this even more sweaty, I would just take out the mana rocks and just expect Tanada to be maybe cast slightly slower or in slightly less games, but guess what? You have a big chunk of your deck here that is just better cards, more counterspells, more spot removal, actual board wipes if you want, right? Because now you're not mana rocking into your commander. Sweepers feel a little bit more appealing, albeit still not that necessary. So, well, can recommend. Huge fan of this. I really liked it. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with new cards, because it comes out tomorrow. See ya. GG's, chat. GG's. It was a good game. It was a good chunk of stuff. It was a good chunk of stuff we did. And